This video is brought to you by Gladiator Concealment. Link in the description box below.
What's up, guys? It's Michael and Kyle with AKM Tactical. We appreciate y'all watching. We wanted to do a short little video talking to you guys about how we are going to take Fighting Pistol at Tactical Response March the 18th and 19th. Actually, we'll probably be back by the time this video drops. May not. I mean, it may drop before then, but that's when we're going to take it. We've been talking about this trip for how long?
For a year.
Yeah, we've been talking about this for probably less than a year. But we paid for this thing like
6 months ago?
6 months ago, something like that. 2-day pistol class. If you don't know anything about Fighting Pistol, just do some research on it. As guys that's going to watch this, that may watch this, that love to troll Tactical Response, and they're going to talk a lot of noise, but...
My brother likes to troll Tactical Response.
Yeah.
He trolls us on a regular basis about going to Tactical Response. But, you know, say what you want about it. That, you know, that's okay. And we welcome those comments because it's, you know, open discussion. But we're excited about going. We're taking Fighting Pistol, which a lot of different instructors offer this type of course.
Yeah, it's like a level 1 course, basically.
Yeah, it's basically to teach you how to fight with your pistol. So we're excited about going. We're going to go with an open mind.
Yep.
I'm sure there's things that we're going to learn, we're going to pick up right off the bat, and then I'm sure there's a few things that we probably may not necessarily take with us, but we're going to go with an open mind and you know, try everything out.
Yeah, and I guess probably to get into it with this video is something that we really need to talk about is kind of preparing for taking a class like that. And that's your number one thing.
Yeah, you got to come with an open mind.
Is you've got to go with an open mind. I can tell you that there's things that they're going to do that I'm not going to agree with. I can tell you right off the bat, after you finish your drill and you do your 360 degree scan, you drop your magazine, insert a new magazine, and rack the slide, even if you have a round in the chamber.
Right.
Now, they have a reason for it, and that's cool.
They do it while they're temple index.
They temple index. Like a lot of guys don't like temple index. For them, in where they're located, that's the safest place for the gun. So I don't get into the whole temple index, up, down, sideways. You put the gun in the safest place possible. And at that time frame, at that school, temple index is the safest place possible.
Yeah, and I think it's more of a class thing.
Yeah, it is. So, it is what it is. There's going to be things, like I said, they're going to do that I'm not going to agree with. I agree with the tactical reload. They don't call it a tactical reload because they don't retain that magazine. They drop it on the ground. And then after they've reassessed, if everything is cool, then you can bend down and pick that magazine up. I'm not really a believer in that, but I'm going to have an open mind and I'm going to do it. And I'm not a believer in racking the slide and throwing a fresh round out that I know is fine. They have a reason for it. I'm going to go by it. I'm going to have an open mind. That's the key to going to one of these classes. You have to have an open mind because you're not going to agree with everything, but you'll take things that you learn there and apply them into your routine.
Yeah. And, you know, one analogy that I always make is, you know, as a relatively new nurse, I've been a nurse for 2 years now. And when I first started, and even now still, I try to surround myself with experienced nurses, and I try to pick up on their good habits and things that I liked about their nursing, their strengths, and I try to incorporate them into my own.
Yeah.
And so the way that I nurse and the way I take care of patients is just kind of a hodgepodge of different things. Not to say that I don't have probably some bad habits. Yeah. Like everybody has bad habits, but as far as like the training aspect goes and the shooting, like I want to pick up things here and there, which we're gonna have. This isn't gonna be our one and only class.
No, this is just the beginning.
Yeah,
actually,
this is the kind of the start of our education, our pursuit of knowledge as far as as gunfighting goes.
Steve Fisher comes to Texas in September.
That may be another one that we go to.
Probably going to end up happening. But anyways.
Yeah, I got to learn to shoot at 25 yards. Target like this at 25, yeah.
But like he was saying, you're going to pick up different things from different classes, and it's stuff that's going to make sense to you, and you're going to put that into your everyday training or practice. I hate to call it training because you go to class to train and you practice at home, but in your everyday practice. Now, are we going to get on the whole bandwagon of tactical response is the best thing since sliced bread and everything else is crap? No, we're not that kind of guy.
Yeah, we're not.
But there's merit there. I have been watching James Yeager videos for probably 5 years.
Yeah.
I don't agree with everything that man says, but there's a lot of things there that I do agree with, and his mindset is there. It's there.
That's one of the things I'm looking forward to.
The mindset lectures in that class, they say, is worth the price of admission. Mm-hmm. Even if you never even fired a shot, the lectures, they say, are just... And I'm not talking about people that are obsessed with tactical response. I'm talking about people like Billy Birdsell.
Yeah.
Like him or not, as far as his personality, Billy Birdsell has probably killed more people than he played. I mean, Billy Birdsell was a big deal in MARSOC, and he's been around a lot of handguns, a lot of weapons in general, and he's had a lot of training. And for somebody like him to jump up and say there's some merit there, for somebody like John Lovell, who is the kind of person that he is, to say that they're,
for Clint,
they're good people. For Clint freaking Smith, to say that they're good people, I'm cool with that.
Yeah,
I'm 100%.
We're gonna check it out, and we're actually getting to fire 1,000 rounds each.
Yeah.
So that'll be fun.
Yeah.
I have no doubt that we'll leave there, better shooters
absolutely
than the day we went, and
absolutely.
Which I'm excited about. Like, shooting is something that most of my life, honestly, like most things came pretty easily to me. Like when I was a kid, like I picked up, a baseball bat and a football. All those things were pretty easy. Shooting is something I have to work on, guys. Like, it takes me a lot of practice. It takes a lot of conscious thought and effort.
Yep.
It's something that I like, something that I love, so I enjoy doing it. But at the same time, it's like something I need to get better at.
Yep.
And that's one reason why I just want to improve my shooting.
Yep.
That's the biggest thing I'm looking forward to. And like you said, the mindset is worth the price of admission. So I'm excited, man. It's going to be fun. And one thing that I would like for y'all to take away from this is that we want y'all to have that same like hunger and thirst for like knowledge and just to grow as anything you do in your life, whether it be shooting or your workplace or being a better family man or being a better Christian, any of those things. Just work it, being better at what you do.
Yep. And another thing that's really pretty cool, we're actually going with a subscriber to the channel.
Yeah.
Benjamin Long. I hope you don't mind me saying your name on here, dog. But he is going to go with us. He's going to meet us there. We actually had this. I'm looking it up on my phone. We actually had this conversation back in September. Of last year, and we talked about it. And
he booked it then.
He booked it when we booked it. I don't know. I don't even remember how that come about. But anyways, somehow I think it was somehow in this conversation we got to talking about training, and we were talking about going, and he was like, "I really want to go there." And he's been
local, isn't he?
He's pretty local. He's like 30-40 minutes from there.
Yeah.
And he's been to the SOE, some of the SOE parties and stuff like that, and it just kind of evolved into now we're all going to go take this class together.
Yeah.
One last thing about it, because we don't want to get too far into it, but we're going to do this. This is going to be a series of videos that we're going to do.
Yeah.
This being the first one, naturally. But we're going to do some... We're going to try... I don't know how well it's going to come out. It may not ever hit the channel, but we're going to try some on-the-road stuff, filming while we're driving down there.
Vlogs.
Some vlogs.
We're not
vlogs.
We're not vloggers, though.
Yeah, so I don't know how well it's going to work out, but we're going to film it.
It'll probably just be video like me snoring or something.
Yeah, we're gonna film it. We're gonna see what's up, but we're gonna do a gear video of what we're taking, what we're gonna use. We're gonna do a little filming in the hotel room every evening. Hopefully we can get Ben. Maybe he can come by and kind of give his input on it, and then after it's all said and done, we're gonna do an after action report as far as how the class went, and what we picked up from it. and what we're going to take away from it, and just, you know, the overall ins and outs. We're not going to go into details about the class because obviously we're paying for information that we don't want to give out for free because they're not giving it out for free. But we'll give you as much as we feel like we can do. And
I think before we do that last video, we're really going to sit on it for a little while and think about it and meditate on it.
Yep.
And bring it home and incorporate it into our training.
Yep.
Or our practice. And, you know, give you guys an honest opinion. Like, if we go and it's, like, not, you know, what we have it built up to be in our minds, and we'll let you know. If it's, you know, not worth the price of admission, we'll let you know.
Yep.
I'm 99.9% sure, though, that is not going to be the case.
Yep.
But we, you know, like we always do, we'll give you our
honest,
2 cents on it,
honest
and it's
opinion on it.
it's always honest. So,
thing is, guys, we can't stress enough, and this is coming from two guys who's never taken a formal class other than our concealed carry class, which, whatever.
My wife has more formal training than I do. I sent her to a class recently.
Yeah, I mean, I had some informal training from a guy who was pretty highly trained. But as far as going to an actual school and taking a class, I can't stress enough how important that is. That's why we're doing it. We could have bought guns. We could have bought ammo. We did buy ammo. But we could have bought a lot more. We could have done a lot different. I'm probably going to be out $1,200 or $1,300 by the time it's all said and done.
Yeah.
By the time I figure hotel, class, ammo, gear that I needed. And they tell you don't buy gear, but there's things that you got to have.
Yeah, I mean, there's an essentials thing that you've got to have.
There's stuff that you got to have, and if you don't have it, then you got to get it. But you know, I could have spent that on a lot of different things, but this is important. This is life and death stuff, and it doesn't get any more important.
And I think, you know, as like I've filled most of my niches, like most of the guns that you know, I'm not a gun collector. I'm not. I don't collect guns. Every gun that I own has a niche, and at this point, I've filled a lot of my niches, and I think that, you know, now some of that money is going to be focused on training. At least one class a year. Yeah.
I've kind of come to the realization myself too that I'm not a gun collector. I love guns. I could name you a list probably this long of different guns that I want. But in the grand scheme of things, I start to look at it and I'm like, is it something that I need? Is it something I'll use? And a lot of times guns get pushed to the side because it's something that I don't necessarily will need or will use. Like my 9mm 1911 that I'm just dreaming that I'll get one day. That gun is awesome. And I will own it one day, but I can't justify buying it at times because I don't need it. Yeah. And it's not something I can really use a lot. But I'm like him. I think it'll probably be one gun a year and at least one class a year. You know?
I can't promise one gun a year.
Yeah, it might be 2 guns a year, but you know, if the class hasn't happened, the guns won't happen. Yeah. Training before guns, no doubt about it.
Yeah, I mean, what's the point if you can't use it effectively?
That's right. And you get these guys that they say that they're about it, and they get their concealed carry license, and they carry a gun every day, and they can't hit a chest-sized target at 10 yards. Yeah. You know, standing still on a slow draw. If you can't perform whenever the time calls, what's the point? Yeah. What's the point in having it? So, but anyways, guys, we don't want to get in a whole big tangent about all that. We just wanted to get on here and tell you that we're going in about 10 days, huh?
Yeah, man.
10 days. So
excited.
Yeah, we're super excited, and we're going to do our best to take you as much along with us as we can. But you got anything else, man?
No, man.
Ben, man, we can't wait, dude. We're ready to meet you.
Yeah, man.
We're excited. Anyways, guys, that's all we got. As always, like, share, subscribe. We will leave links to our social media outlets in the description box below. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to put them in the comment section below. But you can also jump over to the Facebook page, and you can message us there or post in the public feed there. We usually can get into a more in-depth conversation over there. But anyways, guys, we appreciate y'all watching. And y'all be safe.